So we're going to start lying down on our bellies today. So if you have your head to the top of the mat, now just let yourself relax onto the mat. And you can rest your forehead on your hands. Just let your legs relax, let your feet relax, let your knees relax. Notice how your back feels. So I know some people might find this overarches your lower back, so you might want to gently push the pubic bone down into the mat just to lengthen the spine. But you are trying to relax in this shape as much as you can. The eyes closed, forehead on the hands. Just do any last little movements or fidgets that you want to get out of the way. And then begin to breathe in and out through your nose. Now let's tune in to how the belly inflates with the breath in. And how the belly draws back away from the floor as you breathe out. So allow yourself to get lost in the rhythm of your breath for a moment. Using the floor as that something to help you anchor within yourself. Maybe you can hear your breathing a little bit louder with your forehead on your hands. Or maybe you've got Ujjayi breathing. Really lengthening the inhale and the exhale and allowing yourself to melt into this shape. Letting go of all the thoughts that really aren't important right now and really aren't helpful to be thinking about right now. Just taking this time to connect to yourself, to how you're feeling today, where you're at today. So if it's comfortable for you to do so, take your hands down by your sides, palms face down, and turn your head to one side. Try and relax your legs, try and relax your belly, relax your shoulders. Feel a gentle stretch through the neck. If this is too much for your chest, you can keep your hands over your head. Otherwise, really melting into this shape now. Feel your body lift away from the floor with the breath in. And try and relax deeper into the mat with the breath out, but your belly is drawing away from the floor. Turning the head to the other direction. Just getting comfortable there. Just allow your breath to flow. Allow the body to inflate and deflate. Again, just using the floor as that thing to help you anchor into yourself. And take one more breath here. And carefully start to bring your head back to the center. Bring your arms back to the top of the mat. And we're going to put the elbows underneath the shoulders, the palms flat onto the floor. Draw the shoulders down the back and try and lift the head, chest up. However your back is feeling now, try and push the pubic bone down into the mat. Try and feel the tops of the legs, the feet pushing down into the mat. And we keep pressing through the elbows as you lift the chest up. Take a breath in. And a long breath out. Just imagine your upper body curling upwards towards the sky. If it feels good for you right now, push through the hands and lift the elbows up off the floor. If that feels too much just yet, then keep the elbows down. You're pushing down through the hands and trying to curl the chest upwards. Long, slow breaths. Very carefully start to lower back down. Rest your head on your hands and just shake out the shoulders. Let the hips move from side to side. So you're going to bend the right leg and bring the knee so it's in line with your right hip. And your right foot is right below your right knee. So you can have a little look at it, just check that everything's in place. Forehead on your hands. Now try and push your pubic bone down into the mat. Try and push your inner right knee into the floor and your inner right ankle into the floor. So notice that stretch there in the right hip. Can you push down a little bit more through the left foot? Push a little bit more down through the pubic bone, tucking your tail. Big breath in, belly expands. Long breath out. You just come up onto your forearms for a moment, palms flat onto the floor again, and again, see if you can push the pubic bone down, draw the chest, curl it upwards, breathing in. Can you squeeze down through the inner right knee, inner right ankle? Nice. Now as you exhale, just push your left hand into the floor, lift your left elbow and slide your right arm underneath your body towards the left side. You're above your chest here. Right palm is facing upwards, left fingers to the front of the mat, and forehead down towards the floor. Yeah, so now take some long, deep breaths. If this is too much, you can always bring your right shoulder up a little bit higher, or you could stay up on your left forearm. Otherwise, you're trying to press the chest down towards the floor, the chin towards the floor, getting that stretch all through the right arm, the outer right arm. Inhale, still getting into that right hip as well. Exhale. Good. Okay, be here for one more breath. Let's breathe into any uncomfortable feelings. Maybe relax the legs for a moment, and then again, push down to the inner right knee, inner right ankle, push down to the top of your left foot. Good, and then you can come back onto your left forearm, release your right arm, take it all the way out in front, and then we'll slide your right leg back. Good. Shake out those hips. Again, forehead down onto your hands. So bring the left knee to the left side. And you want to have your left foot right below your left knee. Forehead on the floor. Now work on pushing down through the front, top of your right foot. Pushing down through your inner left knee, inner left ankle. Pubic bone pushing down. Breathing in. And breathing out. Okay, fill your mind with thoughts of your breath, of your body, the sensations that you're feeling. How can you adjust them to intensify, or how can you adjust them to draw back a little bit? What is it that you need within this shape? How much more can you press down through your inner left knee, inner left ankle? And we'll come onto the forearms for a moment, pushing through the elbows to lift your chest up, pushing down through the pubic bone so you're not dumping too much in your lower back. Now push your right hand, lift the right elbow, and then slide your left arm underneath you towards the right side. So you're above your chest. Left palm is faced up, and then you can extend your right arm out in front. And it's a big old stretch, so, adjust it. Give yourself time to breathe and sink into it. Your chin hooking over your left arm, your forehead towards the floor probably isn't getting there. Breathing in, expanding into the shape. Breathing out, trying to relax into any uncomfortable feelings. If anything is more than uncomfortable, then you need to change the shape. Take one more breath and just relax the legs, relax your back. And then on your next exhale, push down through the left knee, inner left ankle, pubic bone, and reach through the right fingers. Just bringing your right elbow back onto the mat, and then lifting yourself up, releasing that left arm, stretch out, shake it out. Yeah, and then we can extend the left leg all the way back. Good. You're going to rest your forehead on your hands and give those hips a nice little shake side to side. And bring the hands underneath your shoulders. We push the hips back into your heels, into your child's pose. Make it a wide leg child's pose. Big toes touching, knees open wide. The tummy, the chest, the head relaxes into the mat. Put a little bit of weight into your hands so that it's helping you to squeeze your hips back into your heels. And as you breathe in, try and slide the fingers a little bit further forwards. And as you breathe out, try and push the hips back into your heels. And take one more breath here. Imagine all the ligaments, the tendons, the muscles just starting to stretch and ease. Coming up onto all fours. So those hands go right below the shoulders, knees, right below the hips. Start to take a big circle with the rib cage one way. And a big circle the other way. And you're really exploring, just looking for tightness, looking where things seem to be catching, or and trying to find a nice fluid pathway. As you start breathing, take the circle the other way. Good. Then start to move into your cat-cows. Letting your belly sink down towards the floor, lift the head, chest up, and then exhale round into the back, chin to chest. Okay, do that maybe 3 or 4 more times. Just creating a little bit of heat, a little bit of movement. Exhale to round into the back. Inhale to lower the belly and lift the head. Last time, exhale, round into the back, chin to chest. Inhale, let the belly sink, lift the head, chest up. So now exactly where the hands are, put your elbows. It's great if you are a laptop person having to be sat at a desk, then this one is perfect for you. Hands around your elbows. And then just walk the elbows forwards. Let your forehead rest on the floor. Keep your hips above your knees. So yeah, you might want to push those hips back a bit more. And then really think about the chest and the upper back being like butter there. Yeah, so with every exhale, the butter melting as you relax and counterpose the laptop, the mobile phone, the sewing, knitting. Pretty much 90% of our pastimes. Take one more breath. We'll come back up onto all fours, counterpose that with an angry cat, rounding into the back, chin to chest. And then we'll take it into our full puppy pose. So the hands can go to the corners of the mat now. You keep your hips above your knees and relax the chest down towards the floor, the chin towards the floor. Now, if you're feeling happy there, then you want to maybe bring your hands closer together to get a bit deeper into the stretch. Okay, but definitely check in with the hips, make sure they're above your knees. So you don't want the knees, the hips in that diagonal shape there. That's it, good. Breathing in, try and let the upper body just melt like butter towards the floor. You can imagine the body sighing in relief, getting into this counter pose. And then slowly start to walk your way back and push your hips back into your heels, transpose, knees together, feet together. Relax the tummy, the chest, the head over the legs. Now it's an option for you to keep your arms as they are or take them down by your feet. Let your shoulders again wrap around your thighs and turn your head to one side. So like you did lying down on the floor, this time you've got the thighs to breathe into. Yeah, so the belly expands into the thighs as you breathe in. You should get a little extra stretch through your back there. And try and draw the belly away from the thighs with the breath out. Turn your head the other way and try and find places to relax. Yeah, so places within your body that you haven't let go of yet. Use your breath to help you find those places. Bring the head back to the center, reach your arms back out in front. Come up to seated on your heels for a minute. I'm going to tuck your toes under. I know this isn't anyone's favorite. If you do find this hard, a block can make it a little bit more easeful if you want to pop the block on top of the heels, but we're not going to be here long. Get comfortable into this shape. Reach your arms up. As you exhale, start to bend your elbows as you lift your chest up and squeezing your elbows towards the center of the back. Good. And then straighten your arms, lift them right back up. And again, as you exhale, bend the elbows, see if you can peel yourself backwards, squeezing the elbows to the center of the back. And then straightening the arms, lift them back up. 2 more times, nearly there. If you want to just be on your knees without sitting on your heels, you can do that. Good. And then last one, elbows bend, lift the chest up, squeeze the elbows to the center of the mat, of your back. Good, and then lift the arms up, interlace the hands, reach the hands forwards, and then just start to round into your back, chin to chest. Good, breathing in. Good, as you breathe out, lift yourself up. You can take the block to one side if you used it. Come back onto all fours. And now just start to rock the thighs towards the floor as you lift the chest up and then push the hips back. Child's pose. Okay, rock forwards and back like that, just in your own little rhythm. Just encouraging a little bit more space in your back now. Definitely more space to the front of your body. And the breath flowing, yeah? That breath definitely helping you to warm up, to stay in this moment. Okay, to explore your body. Okay, last little time. As you sink forwards, we'll stay here for a moment. Just pushing through the hands, pushing the thighs towards the floor, lifting the chest up. Good, and then take it all the way back. So now looking forwards, you're going to step your right foot inside your right thumb. We're going to come into a low lunge. So first of all, bring your forearms onto your right thigh. Squeeze your right hip back and lift your chest up. Yeah. Now, if you aren't feeling a stretch with the left thigh, wiggle that left leg back a little bit more. Yeah, we want to feel it. That's it. Good. Start to lift your arms up to the sky. And like you just did, bend your elbows and squeeze them to the center of the back. Imagine you're leaning into something. And then straighten the arms again. And again, as you exhale, bend the elbows. Try and see if you can squeeze the elbows to the center of the back. Good. Last time, lifting the arms up. And then re-bending the arms. Good. Squeeze the elbows to the center. Well done. Good. Coming back. Take the hands just either side of your front foot. I'm going to come back onto your left knee. Right toes to the sky. These hamstrings don't stay mobile for very long. There's always work to do with the old hamstrings. I want you to think about this right hip now. Keep your right leg still. And you try and lift your right hip up. So it looks like that. And then let it drop down. So lift up and drop down. So lift up and drop down. Yeah. And you try and find like a little rhythm where you can kind of swing the right hip up and down. And if that doesn't feel good for you, then you can just stay there in stillness. That's going to work just as well. But just trying to get that little swinging action to encourage a little bit more heat within the leg. Get all the fascia nice and warm. Okay, then come into stillness, right hip back, left hip forwards. Inhale, draw the chest to the toes. Exhale, unfold over your right leg. Step back onto your right foot. Tuck your back toes under and bring your right knee to your right wrist. Right foot towards the left wrist. Come into your pigeon shape. Okay, now get your hands just either side of your front leg. This heel might be closer towards your pelvis here, which is totally fine. Yeah, look after your knee. Inhale, lift the head, chest up. And exhale, bend your elbows, lower the tummy, and then the chest, and then the head down. Push through the fingertips, bring your chin to your chest. Try and rise up from your lower back, middle back, and then head. Elbows bend. Try and lower your belly first, then your rib cage, then your chest, then your head. Straightening the arms, rise up from your lower back, middle back, upper back, and head. Last time. Okay, try and follow that pathway. Belly, rib cage, then chest, then head. Straightening the arms, rise up from the lower back, middle back, upper back, lift the head up. Good. Can you lean onto your right side, onto that right leg, and then swing your left leg all the way around and over your right leg. Right hand around your left knee, left fingertips behind you into this twist. Breathing in, that's it, good. Breathing out, get taller, push down through both sit bones. Take one more breath here. Nice, guys. Swing yourself back to the center and then swing your left leg all the way back. Make it part of the warm-up or the warming up. Come back into your pigeon. Well done. And then we can tuck your back toes and take your right leg back. Oh, we've got a little down dog. You can have your knees bent, wiggle your hips, squeeze the heels down, feel that lengthening through the spine. And then we can lower the knees to the floor. Good. All right, so you're going to step now your left foot inside your left thumb. And you slide your right leg back as well, so you get that extra stretch through the right thigh. You can bring your forearms onto your thigh. This might be enough for you here. But breathe in, lift the chest up. That's it. Have a little look at your left foot. Make sure it's right below your left knee. That's it. So don't take your right leg back so much that you change this alignment. That's it. Good. Lift your arms up. And as you exhale, bend your elbows, squeeze into the center of the back. And then straighten the arms, lift them up nice and tall. Good. And again, as you bend your elbows, try and curl the chest up and back. And then straighten the arms, lift them up. Good. Last time, bend your elbows, squeeze the elbows to the center of the back. And then lower your hands either side front foot. Good. Come back onto your right leg. That feels good there. And then flex the left foot. How's the left hamstring? It's as bad as the right hamstring. So try that little swinging action. Yes, you're lifting the left hip up and letting it drop. It might take a few goes, or maybe even not this time, but just see if you can get that little swing. Body loves these kind of movements, especially the fascia, melting that fascia which gets tight, makes us think we're stiff and we're not. It's just that fascia has got cold and hard. A few more little swings. Creating that heat as well. Good. And then find stillness, push your left hip back, your right hip forwards. Inhale, draw the chest forwards. And exhale, fold over the legs. Breathe into any stiffness there. We're going to step back onto your left foot. Take the hands either side. That should feel quite nice and mobile now. Tuck your back toes and we'll bring the left knee to your left wrist. Left foot towards the right wrist. Slide the back leg away. Yeah. So get comfortable here. If there's any pain in the left knee, bring your left heel closer to your pelvis. You got the hands either side of your mat. On your fingertips, lift your chest up. And as you exhale, lower down. Now feel the tummy lower down first, the rib cage, then the chest, then the head. And can you rise up from your lower back, middle back, upper back, and head? Lower down, belly, rib cage, chest, head. Straightening the arms, roll up from your lower back, middle back, upper back, and head. Yes, good. Last time, lower down, tummy, rib cage, chest, and head. Straightening the arms, roll up, lower back, middle back, upper back, and head. Good. Lean onto the left side and swing your right leg all the way around. And that movement is part of the journey, it's part of the sequence. Right foot outside of your left leg, and then left arm around your right leg. That's it. Take your right fingertips behind you. And then start to push down through both sit bones. Yeah, so as much as you're twisting, can you try and push the leg into the arm to help you create a bit more space? Yeah. Breathing in. And breathing out to twist. Okay, be here for one more breath. Untwist, bring yourself back to center. And then it's part of the journey. Take your right leg back. Yeah, how does it rotate within your hip? Extend the leg all the way back. Use your hands if you need to. We got downward dog number 2. Tuck your back toes. Take your left leg back. Have a big bend in your knees. Wiggle your hips from side to side. And then come forwards into a plank pose. So we won't be here long, but try and lower your thighs to the floor and lift the chest up. And then take the hips all the way up and back. Okay, so just a few times like that. Don't let the back sink too much. Keep everything strong, especially the front of your body. Maybe 2 more times, just firing up the arms, the shoulders, the core. Last one. Good. End up in your downward dog. Breathing in and breathing in. So you lower the knees to the floor, sit back into your heels. Now this is an option. I know some of you are side by side, so you might not be able to move, so you stay as you are. If you can, then you'll come long ways along your mat. Take your knees out to the side. It's just so that you've got cushioning underneath your knees. So you can stay as you are if you've got a person right by the side of you. Try and bring your ankles right below your knees. Yeah. Let the knees slide out to where it feels, that's enough. And then bring your forearms to the floor. So a little bit of a frog pose here. Now you might be hovering off the floor at the moment, that's fine. And if you are hovering, you can kind of rock forwards and back. Yeah, and just see what's happening there within your hips and within this shape. Some people naturally find this pose pretty easy. And then for some of us, like myself, it's not at all easy. Maybe you can feel the knees slide out further, if that feels like something that you will be okay with. Feeling that stretch in the inner thighs. So maybe you can draw your chest a little bit further forwards. Nice. Now, if you have got your pubic bone on the floor, then you might want to start to bring the soles of the feet together. Yeah. Otherwise, if you're still a little way off the floor, then you'll be there for a few more breaths. Notice if you've come into panic mode and use the breath to keep you calm. Okay, one more breath here. Well done. Good. So you might want to come out the way you came in, or you might want to bring your knees together and your feet up to the sky. Yeah. However you come out of it, you can join me back into a child's pose, facing the normal way, squeezing your heels into your bum and relax the tummy, chest, head. How's that feel within your hips? Did you manage to breathe and keep everything calm? Coming up onto all fours. Now you're going to slide your right knee in between your arms or in between your hands, and then move your right foot outside of your left leg. Yeah, so it's kind of outside there. And slide your right leg just outside of your left leg. Good. So now you can lift your right knee up off the floor, kind of wiggle your way into your body, and then sit your hips back towards the heels. Breathe in, lift the head, chest up, and then breathe out and fold forwards. Now I know this is quite a squeeze for some of you, so make any adjustments that you need to make. Now, if that's already enough for you there, then I want you to stay there. We're not in Gomukhasana now. We have got our hips off the floor. So this is like a little different stretch. Yeah, so hips are not on the floor here. If you're happy here, stay here. Otherwise, walk your hands back and you are going to move your left foot over to the left side and sit those hips now onto the floor, unless this isn't a good pose for you, right? Take your thumbs into the center, into the pads of your feet or the arches of your feet. Lift your chest up and then take your chin over your knees. And so you might want to stay exactly where you are. Maybe you just come up and shake out that leg a little bit. Maybe shake out the hips a little bit. Or maybe you're in the full pose now, squeezing the hips into the floor. And you relax into the hips there, guys. Relax into the hips. Good. All right, coming back up. Slide the right knee back in between your hands and then take the right leg all the way back into child's pose, hips into your heels. And going for the other side, just exploring what's possible for you. Come up onto your hands. Bring your left knee in between your hands. Take your left foot outside the right leg and then slide the left shin outside of the right shin. Okay. You want to lift your left knee up off the floor, wiggle your hips so you can feel the inner thighs there, and then just sit your hips back towards the floor. Now you're actually on your right heel, not on the floor here. Yes, it's a little variation on Gomukhasana. Try and relax, chin over your knees, and you can come in and out of this as you need. Okay, guys, so I know some of you, this will be a little bit of a challenge for your knees or your hips. So you just rock forwards, rock back. Movement is as good as staying in the pose. If you're going a little bit deeper, just make your way back up. Take your right foot further out to the side and then start to sit your hips in between your feet. Thumbs come into the arches of the feet and you can push down to lift up and then bring your chin over your left knee. We want the knees stacked on top of each other. Yeah. You're rocking forwards and back if you need to come out of the pose. But if you're happy here, sit the hips down, draw the chest forwards. Lovely. Well done. Reach the hands forwards. Come back up. Slide that left knee in between your hands. And then take the left foot back. Settle yourself into your child's pose. Nice. Coming up onto all fours. Your last stretch. Yeah, the one you might not like. Bring your right foot inside your right hand. Walk your right foot over to your left hand. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and then walk your hands towards the side of your mat. Lift the hips up, and you're going to sink down into the right foot. Try and bring your left toes up to the sky. Now you can have a block underneath your right heel here if you like. Yeah. Adjust and change. That's it, or just hang tight. We'll be there with you in a minute. Maybe your right heel can squeeze down towards the floor, but you're going to take your right arm underneath your right shin. That's if you feel solid and the foundation is good. And then take your left hand behind your back, try and catch hold of your fingers. Oops. One down. That's it. Definitely keep the weight forward so you don't fall. One more breath. And release. swing it over to the other side. So you're going to bend your left leg and then bring the right toes up to the sky. And again, you can have a block underneath your left heel. Yeah, you can also keep the heel lifted, but if you feel like your base is strong, left arm underneath your left shin, and then right arm behind you. Nice. Good job there. Breathing in and breathing out. Lovely. Well done. When you're ready, release. And you can just fall onto your right leg. Take your left leg all the way out to meet your right leg. Well done. Shuffle your bum towards the top of your mat. Arms reach forwards, round into your back. Go so far, and then wrap your arms around your shins, your forehead towards your knees. That's it. Now you should have a space between your thighs and your chest, because your arms are rounding, or your shoulder blades are rounding as you pull away. Breathe in, spread the shoulder blades, and breathe in. You can hold the shape and roll down onto your back, hugging your knees into your chest, unless you've got a really hard floor, maybe that won't be so nice. But then you can wrap your arms over the tops of the knees, interlace the fingers, squeeze your shoulder blades and your tailbone down into the mat. Big breath into your belly, expand into it. And a long breath out, draw your belly button back. Move your head from side to side. Just feel the massage on the back of the head. And then come to stillness, pressing the soles of the feet together and resting the edges of the feet on the floor. And take your arms up and over your head. Let your eyes close and let your face relax. So take a big breath in all together. And then open your mouth and exhale, let it go. That's it. And again, a big breath in. Open mouth and exhale, let it go, let it all out. Last time, long breath in. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. You're welcome to stay in this shape. You're welcome to blanket up. You're welcome to extend your legs to the corners of the mat. We will take this next 2 minutes just in stillness and in quiet. If you need the breath still to help you stay in this moment, then keep the breathing mindful and steady. Otherwise, see if you can eventually just let go of that and allow yourself to relax completely. So I always try and imagine, as I let go of my muscles, the earth just beginning to support me instead. The earth cradling me as I rest. There might be a muscle that you're holding on to, so you can search for that in your left glute or your little toe. Usually in your jaw. Try and relax your jaw. So without changing anything, just notice your body move as you breathe. It's always humbling if you can imagine how hard the heart is working, how hard the lungs are working, how hard everything is working just to keep you breathing, keep you alive. So just feeling gratitude to your bodies for doing just that. You can feel proud that you gifted your body this moment of peace and quiet, of stretch and strengthening. Giving it all the tools it needs to keep serving you, to keep serving you well. You're welcome to continue to rest here. Or you can move with me, start to wiggle your fingers or wiggle your toes. You can extend your arms up and over your head, do a lovely full body stretch here. And roll to the right side into that precious fetal shape. And keeping your eyes closed, come up to seated to face the front, sit in any shape that feels good for you. Palms together, thumbs push into the chest bone. Take a big breath in. Open mouth and force the exhale out. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste. Have a beautiful rest of the day. Thank you so much for checking in.